Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wendy and I'm on a weight loss mission. It's not all that my channel is about, but today is a little bit weight loss. I'm going to do a recipe for us today. You know, we all have these cravings. You know, you can't just give up sugar for the rest of your life, so you got to learn how to deal with it and eat it in moderation. So today I've got a sweet treat that I'm going to be making. It's one of my favorites. They are called forgotten cookies, or forgotten chocolate chip cookies, and they're absolutely delicious. So hope you guys enjoy today's video, and let me know if you guys try this recipe what you think. All right, y'all, this is what we're gonna need to do today's recipe. It's pretty simple. Egg whites and is the base of this recipe, and we've got sugar. I'm just using real sugar. I don't know, I've got stevia, but it's not a one-to-one swap out for real sugar, so I'm just using real sugar. You can use monk fruit, whatever you want, but this is what I use. I'm using some Lily's dark chocolate chips. They are sugar-free. Some chopped walnuts, some cream of tartar, and some vanilla, and a little bit of salt. Not pepper though, gross. So yeah, these are the only ingredients we're gonna need. So let's get started. All right, y'all. So basically this is a meringue cookie. So it is gluten-free as well. My wife has to have gluten-free stuff, so this is perfect, not to mention delicious. So I use just liquid egg white. You can actually separate your eggs if you want. You're gonna need 4 large egg whites or a half a cup of the liquid egg whites. So you're going to put that in your blender along with half a teaspoon of salt, and you're going to blend it until it gets frothy. And then at that point we're going to add in some cream of tartar. Cream of tartar helps stabilize the meringue so it doesn't fall and get flat. So we're going to whip this until it gets frothy, and then I'm going to add in the cream of tartar. It's frothy. So now you need I never can remember, it's a teaspoon. So we're gonna need a teaspoon of cream of tartar. So get that in there. And again, this helps to stabilize the egg whites so they don't fall. Sprinkle it around. And then you're going to continue beating this until you get stiff egg white, stiff peaks, basically. And this can take a bit of time, depending on conditions, humidity, everything. So be patient, do not rush it, and do not stop it before it's ready. It really does need to be stiff peaks. Once we get it to the stiff peak consistency, then I'm going to add in the chocolate chips and walnuts, but those are going to get folded in very carefully. Wait. I'm forgetting vanilla. I got to add the vanilla toward the end once they start getting to stiff peaks. But you got to mix this at the highest speed in order to get that stiff peak consistency. So this will take a bit. Just yet, but I do want to scrape down the sides of the bowl. I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla, but you can see it's getting there. Lovely. So it looks like a little cloud. I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl. Let me get a napkin. Gently, because we don't want these to fall. Scrape down the side. They're about soft peak right now. But they are getting there. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of vanilla. I'll use my half a teaspoon. Do 2 of these. Alright, so I'm going to keep mixing until I get to stiff peaks and the vanilla gets really good and incorporated. Just realized this is a 1/4 teaspoon. I need more vanilla. Alright. Do 2 more of these. I thought I had my half a teaspoon, but I don't. Alright. See the difference? Look at that. Stiff peaks. It's all kind of just stiff. So let's see. Take this off. That's a stiff peak. Alright, we don't need this anymore. So now I've got a cup of the Lily's sugar-free dark chocolate chips. I'm going to fold these in along with, this is about a cup of chopped walnuts. You can omit or swap it out for a different type of nut, whatever you're into, but I like walnuts with these. So I put them both in at the same time and go ahead and get them incorporated because you don't really want to mess with the meringue too much at this point because it will fall and become a mess. So I'm going to get these added in. And I'm going to fold them in gently. Just until they get incorporated. Make sure you get at the bottom. You don't want just egg white cookies. That would be gross. Actually, it really wouldn't be gross, but it just wouldn't be as good. So, all right, good enough. All right, so what you need to do, and I should have said this from the beginning before you start all this, preheat your oven to 200 degrees. And what we're going to do is get these on a parchment covered cookie sheet. Do out your cookies, however big you want them, just depending on how many points or bites. Still keep saying points, even though I'm doing iTrackbites now. Depending on how many bites you want your cookies to be, you can make them as big or as small as you choose. You get to decide when you build a recipe how many bites something is. So that's the great flexibility with it. So everyone always asks in chat groups and things on Facebook, well, how do I know how many servings? Well, it's however many you want it to be. That's the joy of it. It's, you can spin a little wheel, you can make one giant cookie and it'd be 40 something bites, but you know, you have the power of how many bites a recipe is per serving. So I'm gonna get these on a parchment lined cookie sheet. You're gonna put them in the oven at 200 for 1 hour. Then after that hour, you're gonna turn off the oven. You're not gonna open the oven, leave it closed. Leave the cookies in there. That's why they're forgotten. You just leave them in there for another hour at least, because meringues have to dry out a little bit. So that's the whole purpose of the low heat, and then leaving it in there as the oven cools, but do not open the door. Leave it shut. and after another hour, so an hour at 200, an hour with the oven off, not opening the door, don't peek, just trust the process. They're going to be delicious. And then after that, they're going to be ready. So I'm going to get these up on the cookie sheet and then we'll get them in the oven. All right, so the best way that I found to do this is to use 2 spoons, one to scoop up some of the meringue, one to push it off onto the parchment paper. If you have one of those little cookie scoops or whatever, that'd be great, but I don't have one. So I'm going the old school method. So I'm gonna get these on here as quickly as possible. Good enough. There is more in here, but I'm going to put it on another cookie sheet and get these in the oven. I'll show you what they look like when I take them out. It's going to take 2 hours, so not going to be a lot to see until then. But this is what they look like for now, and they smell delicious already. You can really smell the vanilla. But I'm going to get them in the oven, again, 1 hour at 200. When that goes off and it's done, turn your oven off. Don't peek at them, don't open the door, leave them in there, forget about them for an hour, then take them out. They're going to be slightly golden, but I'll show you when I take them out. Be back in 2 hours. So we came out to have a little walk. Cookies are baking. Letting them do their thing. Oven's off.
They're relaxing now.
They're being forgotten about because, you know, they're forgotten cookies. So oven's off. They are... You've already forgotten about them. So we're out having a nice little walk. Sun's going down soon. We almost lived here, back here behind us. This place back here. Thought about living there once.
You step out there.
Until you step, what you can't see is the trafficy part. It's crap. Altamont, this part of Altamont Springs is very, very congested. The mall is down here. It's just really congested. But this is a beautiful area. But yeah, now you can see the hotel, or not hotel, what is it? Apartment. That's the apartment. And it's just, you know, steps from here, which was why I wanted to stay here. But I love where we are. So, yeah, we're just gonna walk around, enjoy this beautiful weather, and get some steps. You gotta earn eating a cookie. Gotta earn them points. Bites. Dang. Gotta earn them bites. So I'm gonna walk around and get some activity in for today, and then go home and check out them cookies. See you in a bit. All right, we just got home from our walk and took the cookies out, and this is what they look like coming out of the oven. They're just little meringue type cookies. They're very delicate, but that's what they look like. I ended up getting 28 cookies, so I'll put up on the screen the total final points. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I do, and and I'll be back again soon with either another adventure, another recipe, or who knows what lately. So, but again, let me know if you try these, what you think, and I'll see you soon.